Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. You may notice that my voice is a little bit deeper, and that is because I am filming in the AM right after getting up. Yes, I'm trying to get my filming done. But yeah, I am sharing with you today all of the pages that I completed in September. And also I want you to know that I did a little bit more coloring than I did in August, which is good. I've discovered what my problem is, and I'll share that with you a little bit later in this video. The first page that I have to share with you is from A Million Little Monsters, illustrated by Lulu Mayo. This is a buddy color that I did with Faith Elizabeth. I will put her picture up, but I'll do that a little bit later after I share with you what I have done here. We did this one because of hashtag Space September or Space Timber, I'm sorry, hashtag Space Timber. What I did with this one is I used my matte hot pens for most of this illustration. And on the little areas here where the comet is or the asteroid is, around that I used my Sakura Jelly Roll. They are the Stardust. And then I did use colored pencil for her skin and also the little craters in the moon. The dripping portions from the moon and from the spaceship is metallic. It is metallic, I believe, from Sakura Jelly Roll pens. So let me show this to you up close and personal. I don't think you can see the sparkles, but I have Stardust here as well on the little stars. Inside of the asteroid or the comet, I used the matte hot pen here, the yellow, but for the outside here, it's all Jelly Roll. It's supposed to be sparkly, yeah, but you can't really tell that on the camera here. So here is my buddy face picture here. Hers looks very cute. I always love the way she colors with her colored pencils. She makes it look so easy. And of course, she always colors beautifully. Thank you, Faith, for coloring with me, and we will be doing it again for October. So you guys stay tuned for that. The next page I have to show you is from Tiny World Secret Wonders by Clara Silva. This is the group buddy color that I am in with J.I. Colorist. Here is the page. Check it out. For the background, I finally got around to using my Faber-Castell gelatos, the iridescent ones. I used, I think, 2 to 3 different colors in here. I was going for a nighttime look, like a spacey look. For the glass top here, I traced the outer portions with a white gel pen, my Sakura Jelly Roll white pen. And for the coloring here, I used my Derwent Pro Color colored pencils. I had fun doing this, especially the floor, because I think the floor, which is the wooden portion of it, it looks kind of realistic to me. So I like that. And then right here, I have a Derwent metallic pencil for the silver here. And then the floor is still colored pencil with my Pro Color Derwent. And of course, you see I have outlined the knife with the white gel pen. I don't think this is a knife, but you get the gist of it. And then there's a little bit of cheese on the edge here. The name of this page is Dinner at Cheeseboard Manor. I really enjoyed coloring this page. I had a lot of fun. That's all I colored from Tiny World's Secret Wonders. I have a page that I completed in the Creative Haven Daydreams coloring book by Angela Porter. This is the page that I completed. I had 2 pages in here that I was going for, but I did not complete it. I started it, and I'll show that to you after I've go through this page here. On this page, I used my colored pencils, the polychromos, and I also used gel pens, Sparkle Pop and Sakura Jelly Roll. So let me show you. This Sparkle Pop is here inside of, I would guess, the little tree. I guess that's what you could call this. And the stars, of course, has Sparkle Pop on here. Then I have some metallic gel pen here, Jelly Roll. More Sparkle Pop here on the trees. Gel pen here, Sparkle Pop, I believe. Yeah. So I used gel pen throughout this illustration as much as I could, and then I used my polychromos. The next page in here that I was supposed to complete is this one. Hopefully I'll get it done. I just stopped coloring for some reason. But what I did is I colored the background lightly with black, I believe, very lightly. And then I decided that I didn't like this background, and so I got a darker shade of a violet. I think that's violet. And I started coloring here. And that's as far as I got. That's all I colored in Creative Havens Daydreams by Angela Porter. The next illustration that I colored is from a Century of Fashion coloring book. This is a Creative Haven coloring book illustrated by Eileen Miller. And I colored this illustration here. I used my Koh-i-Noor Polycolor colored pencils for all of the illustration, but I did use a little bit of a white gel pen on the lips here and Sakura Stardust, I believe, on the earrings. For some reason, I think this is probably her ears, but I didn't see it that way. But I should have, because the earrings are attached to her ear. And I ended up not coloring the ear the color it's supposed to be. But it's all good. I had a lot of fun coloring this. I found it to be very relaxing because the patterns were repetitive. I think I did pretty good on the skin. I'm working on coloring skin, and yeah, I think I did okay with that. This is a buddy color with Jocelyn. Check out her illustration completed page. I think it's pretty. I love how she colored the hair and the flowers in the hair. I just love it all together. Thank you, Jocelyn, for buddy coloring with me. I hope that we can do this again. And that is all I colored in this book, A Century of Fashion coloring book by Eileen Miller. Up next, I have 2 pages that I completed in the Lulu Mayo's House of Wonder. I still didn't get around to the WIP, but let me show you the WIP first, and then I will show you the pages. I did color this first page when I first got the book, and I have not come back to it. Hopefully, I will get around to it this month in October. This is one of the pages that I completed in this book. I love this page. I thought it turned out so nicely. And I used the Faber-Castell Polychromos for this page here. And that's all I used. I didn't use any gel pens or anything like that. Just straight colored pencils. Even for the background is colored pencils. The next page that I have, which is an adorable page, I love it so much. I also used my polychromos for this one here. No gel pens, I believe. Isn't that cute? I just love it. The background, this is when I broke out my King Arts gel sticks. And I used, I think, the yellow for the background here, I believe. And let me make sure that is the case. Yeah. I did use a gel pen here. I used my Slicey on the little horns here. The Slicey metallic blue. That was the only section that I used the gel pen. Isn't that adorable? I think this is such an adorable illustration. So cute. The next couple of pages that I have are in this Yuri sketchbook mouse coloring book. He's an artist. And I colored these 2 pages. Now, they don't really look all that great, and I'm talking about this one in particular. The reason, I'll show you up close and personal. I used, what did I use? Pro Color Derwent. What I did was I went in and I used some mineral spirits in certain areas, and you can see that I kind of got out of line here. And mainly that was because of the mineral spirits here. But this is the first page, and this is going into the autumn season here. It's okay. I was just coloring with the pencils that I have. I have recently purchased the full set of the Pro Color, so when I colored this, I didn't really have that many pencils, so I was working with what I had. Yeah, so that's that. The next one here is the field mouse, and he's painting. I guess he's looking at whatever he's trying to paint. And I have to say I really enjoy coloring this. I tend to just do different things when I work in this book because of the, I guess, the instructions in the front of the book. And I realize I don't have to always do pencil strokes a certain way. As you can see the grass, this is just me linearly marking the colors here that I use. I use different shades of green for the grass. Then we have the mushrooms and stuff. And I used, I believe, Pro Color for this. Yeah. I used Pro Color, I believe. And that is it. I tend to use Pro Color in this book because I like the way it performs on the paper. That is all I used on this. No. I did use something else. And I used right here, white gel pen. That's it. Other than that, it's all colored pencil, Derwent Pro Color for both of these pages. And that's all I colored in this little Yuri coloring book, the Field Mouse Artist. The next page that I have to share with you is from Fairy Tales by Emily Uberg. And here it is. This was kind of hard for me. And the hard part about this was figuring out the leaves, how I was going to color them. And so I did see another person's illustration of this page, well, a completed page on Instagram, and it gave me some ideas, but it helped me to be able to see how the leaves actually look because things were running together for me. But once I saw that person's page, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But this is my completed page here. And I used all colored pencils. I didn't use any gel pen or anything like that. I used the Derwent Color Soft color pencils. And I enjoyed coloring this very much. But I just had an issue with how I should color the leaves. But I made it through. I think it turned out fairly nicely, considering. That's all I colored in the Fairy Tales coloring book by Emily Uberg. I have another page that I completed in an Emily Uberg coloring book. This is Fairy Tales and Folklore, and this is it right here. I used, for the background, I believe this is my Faber-Castell Gelatos, the purple one here. I can tell because it has a little bit of iridescence to it. For the stars, I used what looks like my Sakura Jelly Rolls here. Maybe. Yeah. I think that's what I used for this one. And then around here is the Faber-Castell gelatos for the yellow background here. That's what I believe that is. So I used two different things for my background. I'm starting to bring out supplies that I have not used and I'm enjoying them very much. I plan to do a video to show you how I do my backgrounds. If you're interested in that, please let me know, but I'm still gonna do it either way. So the color pencils I use are Derwent Color Soft, and I use gel pens in certain areas, mainly up here, the stars, and on her forehead here, there's a little moon. But other than that, that is the only places that I use gel pen. I think this turned out very nicely. I enjoyed coloring this. I'm proud of this, even though, you know, it might not look all the best to some of you, but I like it. I think I did very, very well. And I say that statement because I'm still learning and I like to experiment with doing different things. So here we go. This is the only page that I colored in Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Uberg. I had a lot of pages that I wanted to color in my mythographic coloring books, but guess what? I only colored one page from Mythographics. This is it. This is the Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Cadombang, and this is my page here. I think it turned out so nicely. And I used what pencil did I use? I used the Derwent Pro Colors for this one. And I used metallic gel pen for this little area here. And I used metallic gel pen here, the little silver. But other than that, that's all I did with the gel pens. I think this turned out very nicely. Yeah. Considering. Let me know what you think. This is the only page that I colored. Yeah. In Mythographics. I can't believe it. But I forgot to mention the background. For the background, I used my King Arts gel sticks. And again, I think I'm going to be doing a video in this month, in October, to show you how I do backgrounds with my gel sticks, as well as my other things that are kind of similar, which is the gelatos by Faber-Castell. So this is it here. I'm not all that great with coloring birds. I just go with the flow. Let my imagination take over. So that is all I colored in Mythographic Voyage here by Joseph Cadombang. The next page that I have to share with you that I colored in September is this page. This is the Autumn Collection, and I used Derwent Color Soft. And I do have a little bit of gel pen action going on right here, metallic, inside of the earring thing here. And that is, I think, the only place that I used a gel pen. Yeah. I love how this turned out. Oh, that's not the only place I used the gel pen. Oh, I used gel pen here. And this is, I believe, a pen from my Sakura Jelly Roll collection, which is the pen that has the outline of the color. Yeah, I forget what the name of that pen is. I will put it up on the screen. And this is all I colored in Leon's Journey by Kanoko Agusa. The last page that I have to show you is from the Antique Dollhouse coloring book by Yumiko Tezuka. I do a coloring chat every month, once a month, probably around the third Sunday or third weekish in the month. And I am coloring in this book for my coloring chat. And this is where I have gotten so far. And if you haven't seen the video, well, here is what I've done so far. And I am using the Faber-Castell Polychromos in this book. When I do my next coloring chat, I'll be doing this here. Eventually, I will be getting ready to wrap it up with this dollhouse, and I will move on to the next page where it may not be a coloring chat. It will just be color along. Yeah. So that is it. That's all I colored in September. We are now in October as I film this video. Now, I said to you that I would tell you why I felt I colored a little bit more this month for September. But let me tell you my problem. I discovered that I am addicted to my phone. I cannot stay off my phone. I'm always on some app. Mostly I spend a lot of my time on YouTube on my other account that I have. That's just a play account that I watch a whole lot of different types of things, and I be going down rabbit holes and just wasting my time. And so therefore it causes me to not really do that much coloring. I have a remedy for that, and here is my remedy. Before I show you my remedy, here's something you should know. Every evening I try my hardest to turn off my phone at 7 p.m. But you know what? A couple of hours would go by and I would turn it right back on, and I'm down the rabbit hole again. But here is a journal that I bought from, I think it was the Dollar Tree. Yeah, there's a store in my neighborhood that has a Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar in one. And I don't know if it's from the Dollar Tree or the Family Dollar. Anyway, this caught my attention because I know that I need to get off my phone, turn off my phone. This is a journal. It says, turn your phone off. It is a guided journal to help you stay offline. When you first open the book, there is, I guess, some questions or whatever to kind of get you thinking about your time that you spend online. And as you can see here, offline to-do list. What will I do when I'm offline? So there's a few exercises to do before we actually get into the journal here. And so we get into the journal, and it has morning journal, some things you would do offline today, like read a chapter of a book, but you can put a list here of what you will be doing. And then plans to keep myself offline. Today's moods, 3 things I appreciate today, extra thoughts. And then we have the evening journal, 3 things I did offline today, something I'm proud of myself today, things I learned today, habits I noticed that held me back, gratitude list, and things I'm letting go. And that's pretty much it for this book. Okay. I'm going to start using this, but you know, I do have a planner. And the funny thing is that, let me pause and get it so I can show you what I'm talking about. Here is my planner for this week, and I'm filming here. As you can see, every day I have written in here that I need to unplug at 7 o'clock. Did I unplug? No. Did I go to sleep at 10? No. I am a midnight oil burner. I would say wee hours in the morning burner, which is not a healthy thing for me, and I'm trying to work on that. Hence, that's why I need to get off my phone, okay? Turn it off and live life offline. Usually on Fridays, I try to unplug in the evenings and stay offline for the whole day, but I have not had one day where I've been successful at doing that. And I know you're probably thinking, girl, this is a completed pages video. Why are you showing us this? I'm showing you this because I am working on fixing a problem so that I can use my time doing things that I like to do, right? And I like to color, but I also have a problem, and I acknowledge that I do have a problem with being on my phone, being online, just spending an enormous amount of time, wasting my time that I know I cannot get back. And I know it's not healthy for me. So this is what I'm going to be doing in conjunction with this tracking and starting this. Now, one of the things you may notice in this month in October that you may not see me on Instagram posting as much. I've been kind of slack on that social media platform. I am not on Facebook. I deleted my account. I only use YouTube and Instagram. That's it. And I have my newsletter. Eventually, I see myself letting go of the Instagram. Oh, I do have one more one more social media app that I'm on, and that is Reddit. But I normally just look at things that I'm interested in, like coloring, journaling, notebooks, pens, fountain pens, things like that. I don't go deep into Reddit like that. I just stick with what I'm interested in, and I find it to be very useful and very helpful. But I'm going to spend my time offline, and hopefully in the month of October, I can color more. I've already started coloring some of my pages. I'm trying to get off to a good start. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Until next time, keep calm and keep coloring. Bye.